Hello and welcome back to another FPL training video. Now obviously the season is currently finished, so there's going to be no FPL talk here. What I've decided to do in this video is to do my team of the year for the Premier League for the 2022-2023 season. Now the team that I've currently got in front of you right now is not the team obviously. This is the team that got the most points in each position in FPL. So I think they would have got around about 2,200 or something. So if you, let's say, add a HAALAND as your captain every week, I think you got just under 2,500. So you still want actually one FPL, even with this team. Not like you could have afforded it anyway, but yeah, that's the team that I've got in front of you. So pretty decent team, but that is not going to be my team of the season. There are a few players in there that have made it, but there are quite a few surprises in there actually. I didn't think Ray will be the highest scoring goalkeeper, for example, or White and Gabriel to be the two defensive players to be in there as well. And Trent, you got to show you how well he did at the end of the season to get into this team for the highest points. But yeah, let's get into my team of the season. So the goalkeeper I've decided to go for is ALISSON at Liverpool. Now, it was a tough one. I was really considering going for maybe Ray or Brentford. I wasn't so much thinking about going for David De Gea, considering he did get the Golden Glove, but I do feel like that was more of a defensive unit rather than the goalkeeper himself. So I feel like I've gone for ALISSON because obviously Liverpool's defence, well, the back line in front of ALISSON was shocking. Trent was awful this season in terms of defensive. I mean, he's always awful when it comes to being defensive. I thought Robertson was poor this season. Van Dijk was probably his worst season for Liverpool. And then there wasn't even a centre-half alongside him. Every time one came in, they were awful. So really, he basically had Van Dijk really was playing decent at times. And then maybe you have a CDM try to help. But even then, they weren't great. So he had a lot of shots faced at him, ALISSON. He made some great saves this season. He's played 37 times for Liverpool. Now, it would have been 38. But obviously, last game of the season, they had nothing to play for. So Klopp just rotated it a bit. Came away with 14 clean sheets. Now, it felt like Liverpool conceding week in, week out. So to come away with 14 clean sheets is pretty impressive, to be fair. I weren't expecting that. He did get that one assist, which when your goalkeeper gets an assist or a goal, you're absolutely buzzing. Look at those points there. You'd be loving life. So, yeah, he got just the one assist, but not many keepers ever do get assists or goals. And he did concede 43 goals. Now, that is the most goals he's ever conceded for Liverpool. It's still less than what Ray conceded for Brentford. But yeah, 43. Considering usually he concedes probably about half the amount. So yeah, he did have, like I said, a lot of shots faced him. But he was sensational. Some of those saves that he was making were really keeping Liverpool either in games or keeping them clean sheets. So yeah, that is why I've decided to go for ALISSON as my goalkeeper. So my right back is TRIPPIER of Newcastle. Felt like an easy decision, to be honest. I mean, you could say Ben White might have deserved a shout, but Trippier was better attacking than Ben White. And then you could maybe say Trent Alexander-Arnold, but if I'm being honest, Trent only really picked up right at the end. At the start and midway through the season, he was poor, to be fair. So TRIPPIER, I mean, he's been consistent all season. I say consistent, to be fair to him. The end of the season wasn't great. So you're looking around about game week 29, that double game week he had. So he did well in the first game against Man United, but then after that, you're looking at their double game week in 36. They had a terrible, terrible run. I mean, not as in terrible run as in fixture-wise, but defensively, they didn't keep any clean sheets, and Trippier didn't get any goals or assists. He went on an 8-game blank streak. So you should have took him out of your teams earlier if you had him, but then obviously he did get the 2 assists against Brighton and a clean sheet and bonus points against Leicester. But apart from that, start of the season, he went off like a rocket, man. Absolute rocket. It felt like goals and assists every week with him. It was incredible. So obviously he played every game for Newcastle this season, which is amazing. Just to show you how consistent he is, how he doesn't get injured very often. So yeah, brilliant there. Obviously he had a few knocks, but he still carried on playing. Managed to get 16 clean sheets. Obviously, at the start of the season, you did not see that coming for a Newcastle defender, so that was incredible. 9 assists. Now, when I looked at this stat, he had 9 assists and only 1 goal as well. So he got 9 assists and 1 goal. I was actually surprised that it was that low. I don't know why, but I thought he hit double figures by this point. But no, 9 assists though and 1 goal. That is pretty decent, along with 16 clean sheets. The guy was mega. He's obviously the highest points defender in the league. So he had an incredible season. It's going to be interesting to see how he does next season. But by far, he was the best right back in the league this season. So my first centre-half I've got on here is Sven Botman of Newcastle. I've tried to go for a Newcastle centre-half as well. So straight away, I've not gone for White or Gabriel in my centre-halves, considering those two are the highest scoring centre-halves. Even though Ben White played right back all season, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I've not gone for either one of those. I've gone for Sven Botman of Newcastle. Now, a lot of people out in the world have been putting Diaz in their team for Team of the Year. Don't know why. I mean, I know he's a great player. I know Man City did win the league. But Diaz didn't play for the season. He played probably just over 20 games. So he probably missed like half of the season. Now, if you've missed half of the season, you should not be in Team of the Year. Sven Botman played 35 games this season. So he pretty much played the whole season. Kept 13 clean sheets. Didn't expect that. And obviously, he kept less clean sheets than Trippier. Because obviously, if you remember, Trippier at one stage was coming off a little bit earlier. And then Newcastle conceded when he came off. So then Botman would say lose the clean sheet, whereas Trippier kept his. So yeah, 13 clean sheets. He only got 2 assists, didn't get any goals, which is surprising. I did think he scored this season, but apparently not. He only got 2 assists, but he is a centre-half. You shouldn't be expecting assists. You want double-digit clean sheets, and that's what Botman got you. He got 13 clean sheets. If you told me at the start of the season, what was he, 4.5 million? You're going to sign a 4.5 million centre-back for Newcastle, who's going to get you 13 clean sheets, get you over 150 points. I can't remember the exact number he got in the FPL, for example, but 150 points, let's just say. You'd be slapping your hand and going, yes, thank you. I'll definitely be taking that one. So yeah, Botman, to be fair to him, he was sensational. Bit like Trippier, obviously didn't have a great end to the season, but you gotta say, the start of the season, they were incredible, Newcastle. It's only those last 10 games that they're a bit dodgy. I mean, obviously, 36 and 37, they played well. But obviously, between 29 and 36, they had a bit of a bad run. But in the end, Newcastle got about top 4. And obviously, their defence was incredible this season. Botman was incredible. I could have gone for Shaw. It was a tough one. It was a toss-up between Botman and Shaw. But I feel like Shaw gets extra credit usually because he does get the goal or the odd assist here and there. But I felt defensively, Botman was the better defender, and that's why I've got him in my Team of the Year for centre-half. So the defender I've got playing aside Botman in this team is SALIBA of Arsenal. Now, for whatever reason, nobody's putting him in the Team of the Year. And the reason why they're saying is he didn't play enough games. These same people are trying to put in Ruben Diaz, played 22 games, John Stones, started 21 games. Varane played 22 games. Martinez, I think he played about 22, 23 games. Saliba played more games than all of those guys. Yet because his injury was at the end of the season, people are not putting him in their team. They are absolutely mental, man. Saliba is the reason why Arsenal, in my opinion, did not win that title. Because he was by far their best defender. That's why as well I've not gone for Gabriel instead of Saliba. Because before that, Saliba was the man. He's the reason why they are getting these clean sheets. He was incredible all the way up to when he got injured. So he played 27 games this season. So he played more than all the other defenders that everybody keeps going on about should be in their team of the season. This guy played more games. More games. And he was better when he was playing. Arsenal, top of the league, clear, smashing it. Then he gets injured and they lose the title. Get 12 clean sheets, got 1 assist and 2 goals. He was incredible this season. Saliba's the reason why Arsenal did not win that title. Anybody who goes with Diaz, Stones, Varane are not paying attention to the whole season. They're looking at the end of the season, or they're probably a Man United fan, for example, and they want to go for a Man United player, or they're probably delusional and they just think Man City have won the season, so surely you got to have a Man City defender. Man City's defence was so rotational, barely anyone played, really. Akanji, I would have said, was their best player, probably. But he didn't play that many games, technically. Like, minutes-wise, he probably came on for a bit. Ake was rotated a lot. Diaz was injured a lot. Saliba is the best defender this season, and that's why I've gone for Saliba in the team. So my left back is Espinina of Brighton. Definitely one of the signings of the season. Obviously, at the start of the season, Brighton, they sold their left back in Cucurella for 50 million to Chelsea, and they bring in Espinina from Villarreal for 15 million, and he's made it into the team of the season. So yeah, for sure, he's definitely one of the signings of the season. He's been absolutely incredible for Brighton this season. Obviously, he started off slow. Obviously, he was new to the team, but after that World Cup, he's been brilliant. He's been one of their star players. He managed to get you 10 clean sheets, 7 assists, which is incredible. When you look at, obviously, Kieran Trippier and how brilliant he was this season, Espinina clearly was not that far behind him. So he got 7 assists, he got the 1 goal. He has been sensational this season. Definitely one of the sides of the season. And you have to have a Brighton player in your team for the season, because they were unbelievable this season. But yeah, definitely my left back, Espinina. When I was looking at probably other players instead of him, they're really left back wise, there just isn't any there. You could probably go for Luke Shaw, but I do feel like he played probably a lot of centre back as well this season. But I feel like I just had to go for Espinina as my left back. Onto the midfield then. Obviously, you can already see it there. My right winger, Mo Salah, Liverpool. Now, this guy, it was really tough for him because it was between him and Saka. And I decided to do, because obviously Salah's got 19 goals this season. I decided to have a look at how many penalties him and Saka have scored this season just gone, and both of them just scored 2 penalties this season. So Mo Salah has been unbelievable this season, and obviously this is the Haaland effect. So he's got 19 goals and 13 assists, and nobody's talking about him really. Even I weren't sure whether to put him on my team. The team of the season, I thought, no way, Saka's had a better season. But you look at the stats and you just look at that, 19 goals and 13 assists. That is incredible, absolutely incredible. So, and again, Liverpool have been awful this season, and it did feel like he got off to a terrible, terrible start, Salah. I think I remember, didn't they score like 9 goals against Bournemouth, and he didn't get a single return in that game? So to come away with 19 goals this season, and to get 13 assists, I'm still shocked at how well he did this season. He obviously played every game this season. He's still their star man. I'm expecting bigger and better things as well next season from Liverpool, so he could do even better. But obviously, with how well Haaland's done this season, people forget everybody else, and you just automatically think, oh, Salah's not done that well this season. No, he's actually done really well this season to get that many returns. He's by far been the best right winger in the league this season. So then my centre-half, Martin Odegaard of Arsenal. I mean, this guy's been unbelievable this season. Absolutely unbelievable. So he's played 37 times, so he's been fit all season. He's managed to get you 15 goals and 8 assists. That is an absolute incredible amount of returns for a guy that, at the start of the season, nobody was thinking about putting into their teams. Now, I watched him the first 2 games against Crystal Palace and Leicester, and I thought, wow, he looks incredible. I'm going to put him on my team. And boy, it worked out for me nicely. I know a lot of people, even Arsenal fans, were saying, oh, I wouldn't have him in your team. He's not that kind of guy that will get you the goals and assists. He's the kind of guy that will pass to the person who assists the goal rather than actually assist himself or even score any goals. Now, for that, to get 15 goals and 8 assists is incredible. It's unbelievable season for Martin Odegaard. By far their best player, in my opinion, in terms of attacking wise. Obviously, Saka also incredible, but I feel like we're expecting it from Saka. Even Martinelli, I feel like we're expecting it. But nobody expected this from Odegaard. He's finally had his breakout season, in my opinion. I remember when he was 15 years old, everyone was going on about him. Real Madrid signed him, and then it wasn't working out at all. He's finally found his home, really, in Arsenal. And yeah, he's been absolutely sensational. In my opinion, by far one of the best midfielders in the league this season. So my other midfielder is Kevin De Bruyne of Man City. I mean, there's no surprises there really. I mean, the biggest surprise I got from looking at Kevin De Bruyne's stats this season, he's got 18 assists. That is absolutely incredible, 18 assists. So yeah, anyway, so I've not gone for a Rodri, I've not gone for Casemiro, and I've certainly not gone for Gundogan, because everybody who's got Gundogan in their team this season is just pure recency bias. Yes, he's great. He played great in the FA Cup final, scored 2 goals. Yes, he scored 2 goals. What was it? 4 goals in like 2 games at the end of the season. But guess what? The guy didn't make a single goal or score a single goal or get a single assist for like 15 to 20 games in the season in a row. So that's not team of the season for me. The guy played 27 games, so he played less games than De Bruyne and Odegaard. He was a bit rotational at times. But yeah, Gundogan had a great end to the season. But that's not for the whole season. So I'm not putting Gundogan in because he played well for the last 5 games of the season. It's 38 games in a season, not 5. So yeah, he played 27, so he played a lot of games. But De Bruyne and Odegaard were better this season than Gundogan. So yeah, I've gone for obviously Kevin De Bruyne, 32 games this season, which is actually a surprise. He did get rotated at times. He had the odd pathetic injury, or illness should I say. But yeah, he got 7 goals, which is less than what I thought he'd get at the start of the season, but 18 assists. That is incredible. That is an assist every other game this season. The guy has been unbelievable this season. Incredible as always, Kevin De Bruyne is. So yeah, you can't not put De Bruyne in your team. So my last midfielder here is Marcus Rashford of Man United. Now, I know a lot of people will be going, but he's a striker. Well, in FPL, he's a midfielder. You could also argue those people that decide to put John Stones in the team this season, Pep played him CDM, which is a midfield role. So, you can't have it both ways. So yeah, Marcus Rashford is a midfielder in the game. So I've got Marcus Rashford down here as a midfielder. But yeah, he does pretty much play striker, but so does Mo Salah really. They play pretty much the same position. So they're wingers. Let's just say they're wingers. So Marcus Rashford, by far his best season. It must be his best season for Man United, period. 17 goals, 7 assists. Now when Ronaldo left, everyone was going, Ronaldo mostly. Where are your goals going to come from then? Well, it's come from Marcus Rashford. The guy's been unbelievable this season. Now, he didn't play amazing probably at the start of the season, but he did get the odd goal and assist. But Man United did get off to that poor start at the start of the season against Brighton and Brentford. But then after that, he was incredible. He had that World Cup where he'd come back afterwards, and it just felt like he was scoring every game. It was goal, 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 goal. So yeah, 17 goals, 7 assists. By far his best season, in my opinion, in a Man United shirt. He just had to be in my team. When I look at other players that played left wing, honestly, I struggled. I mean, there's Martinelli, who I feel like he deserves a shout, but I do feel like when they brought in Trossard Arsenal, it kind of went downhill after that. It was rotated a lot. You look at Man City's left wingers, I mean, Jack Grealish didn't get off to a great start. He was rotated a lot. Again, recency bias, he had a great end to the season. Mahrez, the same with him. He was non-existent at the start of the season, but obviously he plays more of a right-wing role anyway. And Phil Foden, disappeared after the World Cup, let's face it. So those are the only other options, in my opinion, that you could consider maybe going for a replacement. There's nobody else really. I feel like Marcus Rashford was in really a league on his own in that position. So on to the strikers then. Do I really need to talk about who these 2 strikers are going to be? It's fairly obvious, really. Obviously you can see the first one, so we know who the second one's going to be. And it didn't matter which one I decided to go with first. You just knew who the second one was going to be. So the first player I've got on here is obviously it's Harry Kane. The guy has been unbelievable this season. Unbelievable. And nobody talks about him because obviously what HAALAND did. Now, I'm not a Harry Kane fan myself, but I can't deny how well he did this season. It just felt like, again, he was scoring every game pretty much. So we got 30 goals and 9 assists. So we got a return every game pretty much. So it works out. Obviously, he didn't get one every game, but it works out. Technically, it works out more, but the guy scored 30 goals this season in a Spurs team that I thought that is probably the worst Spurs team I've seen in a long, long time. He was on his own. Son didn't turn up this season at all. Obviously, nobody else turned up as well, but when you look at everybody else, you think, who is everybody else? They're all terrible players in that team, apart from Son and Kane. So for Son not to turn up, and it just be Harry Kane to still get 30 goals this season is incredible. He's an absolute sensation this season, and by far deserves to be in this team this season. It would be so much interesting if Haaland were in the team, were in the league this season, and just to see who got Player of the Year and that, because there's so many candidates for for Player of the Year. But obviously Haaland's going to get all the applause for what he's done this season. But yeah, Harry Kane, absolute sensational this season, and he deserves to go to Real Madrid if he does go there next season. So of course, the final player, the obvious one of the lot, the first person you have on your team sheet, Erling Haaland. Now, the guy scored more goals than he played this season for Man City in the league. It was incredible. 36 goals, and he only played 35 times this season. And he still got 9 assists on top of that as well. 45 returns, and he played 35 games. That is amazing. Obviously, there's so much talk of other pundits saying, for example, if Harry Kane was in this team, he'd probably do the same. Maybe he would. He probably would. But this guy's actually gone and done it. He's broken the record for most goals in a single season. He's finally beat that record. It's going on for God knows how many years. Start of the season, the guy was on fire, man. It was like goal, 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 goal. 2 goals, 3 goals, 2 goals, 3 goals. He was unbelievable. You could say he got a bit quiet towards the end of the season, but by that point, Man City had won the title easily. The guy could afford to rest and just wait for his finals. He's just won the Premier League. He's won the FA Cup now. He's got the Champions League tomorrow. If he does that, what a season for your first season for Man City. And I don't know about anybody else who's not a Man City fan is probably thinking, oh, I do hope he leaves now. Because he's been unbelievable. He's by far one of the best strikers we've had in the league. So to get 36 goals as well in your first season, the amount of times we hear when a foreigner comes into this league, it needs time to bed in. No, you don't. If you're the best of the best, you don't need time. You just need the ball and you will score goals. So yeah, absolute incredible achievement for Erling Haaland this season. Deserves all the applause he gets. Definitely deserves Team of the Year, to be in Team of the Year, to be Player of the Year, to get his golden boot. Incredible. Absolute incredible numbers. So yeah, it was obvious Erling Haaland was going to be in this team. So then, that is my team of the season then for the 2022-2023 season. Now, I didn't mention any notable mentions for a striker, but I will say Ivan Toney was unfortunate, but those two, Harry Kane and Haaland, were just exceptional this season, and I couldn't put Toney in this team. But yeah, I know a lot of people probably got similar to me in terms of players, but obviously the centre-halves probably people have differently, but I just feel SALIBA and BOTMAN just played more games. I mean, you could argue having Shaw as well as BOTMAN in defence, but I can't forget how good SALIBA was at the start of the season, and by far he was better than Diaz, Stones, Varane, etc. But yeah, that is my team of the season for this year. I do hope you like this video, and please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see everyone on the next one.